After my reading with Kate's grandmother, her parents set up an appointment to sit with me in hopes of contacting Ethel again. The reading was successful, with much information shared, as well as a few tears and an enormous amount of love felt and expressed. After the reading, we four started to communicate about butterflies and how death relates to the butterfly symbolically. We are all caterpillars here in this physical dimension we call life. And our death transition, the cocoon, leads us to the afterlife, where we return to our true selves, our spirit, the butterfly. I also shared with them my personal butterfly stories. My grandparents and the butterflies. I was 10 years old when my grandfather Poppy died. My cousins and I grew up together in our four-family house. My cousins were 1 and 4 years older than me. My grandmother, Nanny, stood outside while we were playing and called us over to the porch. She was smiling and pointing to a butterfly. She told us that the butterfly was our Poppy coming to visit us and to let us know that he was all right. We thought she was just being strange, and we went back to playing. The next day, however, and many days to follow, the same butterfly returned, and not only flew near us, but landed on our fingers, walked on our shirts, and up and down our arms. The butterfly visited us that spring and left a lasting impression in my mind. Poppy. My sister Barbara grew up hearing about this wonderful man who died a few short hours before she was born. When Barbara was about 18 years of age, she shared with me a secret. Barbara told me that all of her life, especially in times of strife, she would pray to Poppy. She said she somehow knew that he was near her, watching over her and guiding her. This to me verifies the idea of guardian angels sometimes being our own ancestors, and it also seems too logical that as one soul is exiting this world, anticipating the arrival of a new soul, he or she would be there to greet that spirit and perhaps choose to guide that soul from the other side. Nan says hi to her granddaughters. My sister now was a young adult, and she had just started driving. I was a new stay-at-home mother. After the news of my Nan's death, I was in the kitchen washing dishes and thinking about her and missing her terribly. Suddenly, a butterfly flew in through my kitchen window and right under my sink. Worried for this little creature, I searched under the sink, but to no avail. It had disappeared. Several days later, my sister phoned me. We were talking about Nan. We were talking about death in general. I told her the story about Poppy and how the butterfly came to me and our cousins when she was only a few months old. Instantly, my sister remembered something and told me her story. The day after I heard the news about Nan, I was driving in my car, thinking about her. Suddenly, a butterfly flew into my car, but when I tried to find it, it had disappeared. Of course, I shared my story about the kitchen sink incident with her. It seems that our Nan wanted us to know she was okay and with us, and she acknowledges what is happening in our lives. So, after I shared these butterfly stories with Kate and her parents, I thanked them for having me and having an open mind. They in turn thanked me for helping them communicate with their beloved Ethel. Unbeknownst to me, I left behind a butterfly earring under the chair. Later they found this. It reminded them of that special evening. But what was really amazing was what happened to Kate and me in two separate places regarding butterflies and our children.